Hi guys, how you going? Campbell here. This is Spiral Up channel. Thanks for joining me. And this is where we talk about practical concepts and spirituality that we can use to improve our everyday lives and our experiences. And today I wanted to talk about what is freedom. So what is freedom? What is freedom of choice? We are all born free men and women, and we are told that we are free, that we live in a free society, but is that really true? And what is freedom? This is the thing. Are we free to roam the world as we wish? And even before this year, you couldn't go out and build a house in the forest. You just couldn't do it. It's illegal under a system under a system that we didn't agree to. So just right there, our freedoms have been taken away because we have all these rules enforced upon us that we didn't agree to. So that is, our freedoms and liberties being taken away. But on a deeper level, what is freedom? Because when you get down to it, it's really, as far as I can see, it's freedom of choice. It's the freedom to have choice and then to act on that choice. Because when you get down to it, the only thing that we really have at the end of the day, when you strip everything else back, all we have is choice. We get to choose our actions, how we act, who we want to be, where we want to come from, what our sort of ethical values are, what kind of energy we want to spread, what kind of future we want to build. These are all choices that we have. And at the moment, the world is a little bit crazy. And so these choices, the things aren't so grey anymore. They're becoming a lot more black and white. And we're starting to see, the real division. And, we have been divided. The powers that be have tried to divide us forever. This is their plan, divide and conquer, because they know that together we are strong and divided we are weak. And if we fight against each other, then we're not looking at the real problem, at the real force that is, taking away our freedoms. Because at the end of the day, if we, have to live our lives, worried that some things that we might do might end up getting us in trouble, getting us imprisoned, or getting us, at a loss money-wise, monetarily, or, other ways. They take cars off people these days and crush them. And the reason they can do that is because we register cars. And when you register a car, you actually give it to the government. That's why they can take it off you and crush it. That's why you have to pay registration fees, because you're renting the car back from the government. But you pay for it. So there's a bit of a scam going on here, and this is coming out all over the world. And of course, people are hitting the streets, and it's all about freedom. People have had enough. People, the power is in us, and people are starting to understand this, that people aren't bad. People are good, and we're given this projection all over the media, through movies, books, indoctrination, school, all these history about war. That's all they want to teach you about history is war. Why is that? Because they want us to believe that we're these aggressive, nasty little violent creatures. But that's not true. Think to yourself, how many people have you met like that in your lifetime? Out of all the people you've met, out of all the thousands and thousands of people, how many people have you met that really just want to go around hurting people? I mean, it's a small number. I understand that in some communities, because of certain, circumstances, obviously the numbers are higher. But again, this is, most of this is taught and it's enforced, and people are put in situations and they're educated the wrong way, they're given the wrong information, and then they act on the wrong information. If you have the wrong information, you can't act in the right way. And this is why it's so important that we make our own choices, but also that those choices are based on something more than an opinion, and definitely something more than someone else's opinion. Because, random opinions are just random opinions. That's all they are. That they don't really mean anything. There's no truth to them, and we all have our own truth, but we need to come to our own conclusions and make our own decisions, and that needs to be based on us collecting information from all perspectives. If you're only getting your information from one point of view, from one perspective, then you're being programmed. You're being told something. You don't have choice. So if all you're doing is watching the news, then you're being programmed. And in the same breath, if all you're doing is watching one, social media channel, or one, small niche of, social media where you only get the same perspective, the same thing, you're being told something. You need to actually go out and get the other people's perspective and see what they're saying. And that will help you, make a better decision. Because if you go out and you find that the other, side have some good points, then that's great. It just means that we have to reevaluate our position and where we are and what conclusions we've come to, and these need to be able to be changed. Once we set things in stone, we're stuck. So we need to be able to change our viewpoints, and to do that, we need to get as many viewpoints as we can. And of course, as you go along this path, you'll find that the more and more you do this, you'll actually be proving yourself right, because you'll start to get go on your gut feelings and get senses and start to see the signs. And then, so a lot of this is proving yourself right, but that's just as important as proving yourself wrong. You still need to know that what you're saying is based on something, especially if you're going to, tell people, talk about it and try and influence people, which we all should be doing, especially at this point in time. And especially, awesome people like yourselves, we're the ones that need to be leading this charge, and just getting people to question themselves, question their reality, question what they believe is real, their opinions and perspectives on life and society. Because this is where we are. We're at it's called the apocalypse. The apocalypse means the unveiling. So what's being unveiled? The world that was around us in the shadows, and those that were in control, this is all being exposed. We're starting to see it all. The veil is lifting. And the most important thing is when this all happens, and we're going to win. We'll be fine, guys. But we do need to act, and we do need to have the right intention. And then once this is all sorted, we're going to find ourselves in a new world, in a different world, where we're going to have a lot more responsibility. And I know a lot of people are thinking that things, we're going to go into fairyland and everyone will be a millionaire and there'll be no debt. And a lot of that is going to happen. The problem with being a millionaire when everyone else is a millionaire is you're not really a millionaire. You're on the same level as everyone else. So everyone's, the way this is looking, everyone's going to have access to funds. But what are we going to do with this stuff? Because the old system's gone. How are we going to be producing food? How are we going to be running education systems? How are we going to deal with health? The thing is, we have all the answers. We have all the answers to these: how to live healthily, how to eat the right foods, how to grow our own foods. Free technology, free energy. We have all this stuff, but we need to get in. We need to build it. We need to use our resources that we're going to have to actually create this new world. If we all sit around and isn't this great? Well, we're not going to get far. So what this great awakening is, we need to grow up. This is all about us being showed that we have been controlled. It's like as a people, we're at that stage where we're like teenagers, and we're being showed the world as it is, and it's all confusing, and we need to make sense of it. And it's time for us to cut the strings, to cut the apron strings, as they say, because the term nanny state, that's what it means. These governments, they're acting like our parents, and we need to grow up and say we don't need parents. We're adults. We can make our own decisions. We can live our own lives. We can build our own communities and our own future. And believe me, it will be a lot better than what those people have constructed for us, because all they've constructed is things that benefit themselves and systems that benefit themselves. That's it. And clearly these systems and structures parasite off us. They suck everything from us because we are the power. And we're starting to recognize this, but you really do need to meditate on this and think about it, because the power is in you. And what are you going to do with that power? Who are you becoming? Who have you become over these last 6 months? So much has happened. Do you remember the world as it was in 2019? Do you even remember? I mean, our world has shifted. The energy's shifted and everything's changed. All the old systems have collapsed. It's gone. The monetary system's gone, guys. It's gone. It's time. We need to be building a new future. We need to be putting intention and action into what we want, into what we want to create for ourselves and for our children. For ourselves and for our children. And it was R. Buckminster Fuller who said, when you want to create a new system, you don't focus on tearing the old one down, you just focus on building something better, and that will replace the old system, and the old system will just fade away. And I'm paraphrasing there, but this is the thing, we just need to focus on what we want. The old system, let it crumble. It needs to crumble, okay? It was a system that was not in our favor. So now we have choice. Which way are we going to go? What are we going to do? We're at a fork in the road. We have choice. Very soon we're going to have a lot more choice. We're going to have a lot more resources. We're going to need to come together as communities. And we're going to need to reconnect. And we're going to need to be able to talk to each other and converse properly and make decisions together as a people without fighting. And this is going to be the big challenge. Who are you going to be? Are you going to be someone who just follows around, or someone who sits there and just watches? Or are you going to be someone who's out the front making things happen? Because there are 3 types of people, right? Those that watch things happen, those that make things happen, and those that wonder what the hell just happened. So what are you going to be? Because, like I said, it's people like you guys. It's people like you. You're out there. You have knowledge that people want. You have ideas. You can help people move forward. You can bring people together. And this is the time, guys. We are here. 2020 Perfect Vision, the Great Awakening, the Age of Aquarius. The energy is shifting. It is. You can definitely feel it. So there you go, guys. It's all about intention and thoughts, and we really need to decide who we are, what we want to be, what we want to stand for, and what kind of world we want to create for ourselves and our children for the new future of the new earth. All right, thanks for spending some time with me, guys. Have an amazing day. Love you all. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.